Are your caterpillars dying on your milkweed? Be very careful where you're buying your milkweed from. Some garden centers use systemic pesticides that actually get into your plants and then kill the caterpillars that end up munching on the milkweed. Hi, I'm Lauren Kane. I'm the founder of Elm Dirt, where we make organic fertilizers that are people, pets, and pollinator safe. And I just had a customer question that came in today about why are caterpillars dying on her milkweed plants, and I don't think enough people know about this issue. So it's actually well documented across the country. Garden centers will use systemic pesticides, which is an easy way to get rid of pests in an environment like that where they have a ton of different plants. It makes their jobs much easier, and they do have a big problem because if you don't take care of pests in that environment, then all of a sudden they're munching on leaves and then people won't want to buy them. However, it becomes a problem for you later on. If you're planting your milkweed for butterflies, you need to be aware what the garden center is using when you go to buy your plants, because that systemic pesticide then lives inside that plant for the entire season. And so then as the caterpillars start to munch on the leaves and start to develop, they're getting that pesticide through the plant itself and they will die. And the whole reason the milkweed is because the monarch butterflies love it. They love to lay their caterpillars' eggs on those plants, and then the caterpillars love to eat them later on, and that's such a great and wonderful thing to try and do because our butterflies need all that much help. I know I can't be the only one, but we've made so many comments here in Kansas City that we haven't seen as many bugs as we normally do, and that can be nice for some people, but I'm seeing my plants not get pollinated. I'm seeing my vegetables not develop because they're not getting pollinated. I'm having to hand pollinate. I used to see tons of butterflies and remember chasing them around as a kid. And this year we can almost count on one hand the number of butterflies that have come through our backyard, and I have tons of flowers planted. Even bees. I haven't seen as many bees this year as we would normally. And so we've planted milkweed, and we've planted other really beneficial plants like goldenrod and some of the other ones that help find food at different times of the year, and provide places for them to lay eggs and their caterpillars and then eventually turn into butterflies, those plants. We're also very cautious of where we're buying our plants from. Start a lot by seed. It's a great way to do it so you know what you've used on those plants. If you're planting anything by seed, do not a perfect system. I've lost so many plants that the way the seeds didn't germinate, got root rot, didn't harden up enough, brought them outside. You name it, I've done it. I've killed so many plants and I feel so bad about it every time. So a lot of times I'll buy the little seedlings from garden centers. Again, you still have to be really careful what they're using on the back end. A lot of products will just end up washing away as soon as you start using your own and flushing their soil and transplanting it into different soil. But anything that's systemic, something that goes into the plant itself, and then it's in the stems and the leaves and part of the plant as it grows and develops. And systemic ones are really what is then causing issues later on. You don't realize it until all of a sudden it's later in the fall, and then maybe you planted this in March or April and you're suddenly like, well, what are the products that I'm using that is causing this issue? And it can be all the way back several months ago of where you bought your plants from. So I want you to really question what garden centers are using and where you're getting your plants from if you're seeing this issue. Let's challenge us to find better solutions, and that's what we're about here at Elm Dirt, is finding those better solutions that us all, and finding the ways that we can grow in a better way and find a better, in our particular case, fertilizer. If you have any questions, drop comments below, send me a DM, send me a message, anything you want. We're on all the socials at Elm Dirt. You know, visit us on our website, elmdirt.com. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your experiences. I want to hear about what you guys have noticed. If you've seen this issue before, please let other people know. More people need to hear about issues because it is a big problem and not a lot of people know about it. I want you guys to share as much as you can to get the word out there.